A young man was casually chatting with two women after a shopping trip when danger suddenly struck. Two armed men jumped out of a car and pointed their guns straight at them. But instead of freezing, the young man reacted instantly. With quick instincts and bold action, he startled the gunmen, forcing them to panic and flee the scene. An off-duty military police officer narrowly escaped a deadly ambush in Fortaleza's Parangaba district on Sunday night, 19. Security footage captures the tense moments as the officer's quick reaction prevented what could have become a fatal robbery. According to the Sirah Military Police, PMCE, 3 men, aged 19, 29, and 35, on 2 stolen motorcycles attempted to rob the officer and 3 other individuals. During the confrontation, one of the suspects shot and injured one of the victims accompanying the officer. Acting instantly, the off-duty policeman drew his weapon and opened fire, neutralizing all 3 assailants. Emergency medical teams, SAMU, arrived shortly after, providing aid to the injured victim and suspects. Authorities seized a .32 caliber revolver loaded with 6 rounds, 5 of which had been fired, and recovered the 2 stolen motorcycles. The suspects, aged 19, 29, and 35, all with prior records for robbery, receiving stolen goods. An elderly gentleman, believed to be in his 70s or 80s, faced a terrifying carjacking attempt when armed robbers tried to steal his vehicle. But what they didn't expect was that this senior was prepared. In a moment of sheer courage, he drew his own firearm and stood his ground, forcing the criminals to flee in panic. The incident serves as a powerful reminder that bravery and readiness can turn the tables, no matter your age. A daring but ultimately unsuccessful robbery attempt was carried out by a group of criminals who struck fast and aggressively. However, their plan quickly unraveled. The vehicle owner had been alert and prepared, taking smart precautions in advance. Thanks to that quick thinking, the would-be victims escaped unharmed, while the robbers were left stunned and suffered heavy losses. It started like a scene from a crime movie. A man stormed into a store, gun in hand, trying to intimidate the owner. But his confidence vanished in seconds. The shop owner reacted faster, catching the robber completely off guard. Panicking, the would-be thief backed into a corner and broke down crying, his failed bravado turning into a humiliating plea for mercy. What began as a bold stick-up ended in pure embarrassment. A dramatic video captures the moment a vigilant driver took bold action to stop a robbery in progress. As the crime unfolded, the driver didn't hesitate. He accelerated toward the perpetrator, striking the assailant with his vehicle and bringing the chaos to an abrupt end. Security footage captured a tense moment in the middle of a busy street. 2 robbers on a motorbike tried to block a white car. One jumped off to snatch money, while the other approached a nearby black car and aimed a gun at the driver. But he clearly chose the wrong target. The driver, alert and unshaken, reacted with lightning speed, neutralizing the gunman and then pursuing his accomplice. What started as a bold daylight robbery ended with the criminal's plan completely shattered. Two robbers' plan fell apart before it even began. As they approached their target, the homeowner reacted with lightning speed, turning the tables instantly. Startled by his quick and fearless self-defense, the would-be thieves panicked and bolted, abandoning their attempt and running for their lives. What was meant to be an easy hit ended in pure humiliation, proof that a brave heart can stop crime in its tracks. A gray car pulls up beside an armored vehicle just as a security guard opens the truck's door. Within seconds, an armed thief rushes toward him, attempting to grab a package straight from the guard's hands. A tense struggle follows, but the guard quickly regains control. Drawing his firearm, he fires several shots, forcing the attacker to retreat in panic and sprint back to the waiting getaway car. The entire confrontation unfolds in moments, showcasing the guard's calm precision and quick reaction under extreme pressure. Two thieves trying to break into parked cars got exactly what they deserved. Caught red-handed by alert locals, the pair had no time to run before being tackled to the ground and handed straight to the police. Justice was swift and unforgiving. Two men on a motorbike followed a young man through the streets before suddenly cutting him off and forcing him to the roadside. One of them pulled a gun, threatening him in a violent attempt to steal his motorcycle. But the young man stayed calm, watching, waiting for the right moment. Then, in a flash, he struck back. With fearless precision, he lunged at the gunman and overpowered him, turning what could have been a tragedy into a stunning act of courage. A man snatched a gold necklace from a young woman's neck and bolted. But his escape didn't last long. Nearby bystanders immediately jumped into action, chasing him down the street. Cornered, the thief lashed out with a knife, swinging wildly in desperation. Yet despite the danger, the brave citizens stood their ground and overpowered him after a tense struggle. Dressed in black from head to toe, the man stormed into the store, pointed his weapon at the cashier, and demanded money. But what he didn't realize was that standing right behind him was someone who wasn't the least bit intimidated. In the eyes of that man, the so-called robber was nothing more than a reckless kid, and he was about to learn that he'd picked the wrong place to play tough.